Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Monday, July 11th, 2016. Traders coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies, cool weather, white sandy beaches, and absolutely gorgeous on a Monday. Great to be with you. This is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, like I said, great to be with you. I have a lot to talk about today. We got some crazy price action from Friday's data that was released. We'll get to that in just a moment. And we're looking for the week ahead. I think it's going to be very interesting if this rally in the markets can continue, both in the Eurozone and the U.S. Asia closed on Friday in the up mode, which was very nice. So a lot of green on Friday. Let's see what we can work out for today. However, before we do that, traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand and was only supposed to be here for 3 months. Well, traders, I'm in my 9th year, and I'm still living here in Thailand and absolutely loving it. It's a great time zone to trade because I can basically trade all 3 trading sessions and get a good night's rest. I only trade about 2.5 hours in the New York session, as I do trade a different instrument. I trade options in the U.S. session. However, Asia and London is all Forex. So how do I trade, traders? I'm a pullback trader. I like a currency pair to make a move, look for the pullback, usually using a Fibonacci tool, and I like to enter my trades. I do listen to fundamentals all day long. I pay for a newsfeed, and it's worth every penny I pay for it. This newsfeed is live, the live commentary all day long. When data comes out, I know it. If there's something comes out unexpectedly, I know it right away. And it's just so important that we have a good look at fundamentals today because we're macro traders, right? We trade the globe. We just don't trade one currency pair. Traders, however, I'm a technician and I love analyzing charts. I love candlestick patterns. Candlestick patterns tells you a story. What story does it tell you? Well, it tells you where the price action might be going in the near future and what you can possibly expect. I use that along with support and resistance, and you'll see that on the charts today. And I like price levels. What levels is price at? And there's some levels that I look at all the time. And I always liked the 20 and the 80 and the 50 price levels, and knowing that, you know, they're levels that price reacts to. The double zeros are psychological levels. That's our psychological. So if you come up to, say, 1.7400, well, you know that's a psychological level. There's probably a lot of orders going in one direction or the other, whether it's bearish or bullish, right? So you just need to figure out which one it is and get some confirmation and place your order and where that can possibly go. So price levels are very important in my trading, along with the rest of the stuff. So I take this fundamental analysis, and then I take my technical analysis, I put it together, and I come up with a trade plan. And then that trade plan is set, and I wait for price to come to me. I don't chase the big green candle or the big red candle. I don't just go flying into trades. I have a trade plan. And, you know, even if you just scribble it down on a sticky note, you know what? It's a trade plan. I'm a little bit more intense than that, and I do keep pretty good log of my trade plans. And because I like to see if they're going to work or not. And it just gives me a good idea of what's going on. All right, that's enough about me, traders. Let's get the risk disclaimer out of the way, and we can get started on the charts. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, remember the name of this game is capital preservation. Live to trade for tomorrow. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's hit it. This is news and commentary. Let's take a look at how the New York markets closed on Friday. They rallied on Friday, and that was due to the non-farm payrolls data that came out. And 287,000 new jobs were done, created in June, and the markets reacted very positively to that. And you'll see it on the charts, big spiked candles and stuff like that. So very interesting. Trade, and it was really nice. Probably the only negative that came out of the NFP was that we went to 4.9 unemployment rate. However, average earnings went up, that is something that the Fed is going to watch very carefully. So, could there be a rate hike in September? Well, that's something to think about, possibly even August, if the rest of the month's numbers come out positive. So let's take a look at the markets. The Dow 30 closed positive 1.40%. The S&P 500 closed positive 1.53%. And the NASDAQ closed positive 1.64%, with the small cap 2000 closing 2.20%. Traders, let's head on over to the Eurozone. Again, the Eurozone rallied as the DAX is up 2.24%. The FTSE 100 out of London is up 0.87%. The CAC 40 out of Paris is up 1.77%. And the Euro Stoxx 50 is positive 2.14%. Traders, let's come on over to Asia. Now, remember, some of these markets are open and some open in about 35 minutes. However, the Nikkei 225 is currently open. It's positive 3.06%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is also positive 1.66%. Traders, the China A50 closed on Friday negative 0.80% as they are not open yet. Also, the Hang Seng is not open yet, and they did close negative 0.69%. However, the Kospi is currently open out of Seoul, and they are trading positive 1.28%. Traders, let's head on over to our economic calendar. Very slow data today. A lot of medium impact data, but really nothing. I don't think that's going to jolt the markets. We have home loans out of Australia in Asia session. That's a medium impact. There's really, absolutely, really nothing today that really jumps out at me and says, wow, we got to see that, right? We have housing starts out of Canada, again, medium impact news event. And if I'm not mistaken, we have the Eurogroup continues its meetings today. Again, medium impact. And also, FOMC member George speaks today. So again, medium impact. The data is really, I got to be honest with you, nothing to write home about. So we have a technical trading day, and traders, I love a technical trading day. That means we're going to trade the charts. Commentary is, it was quite a shock with NFP. I did think that the numbers were going to be higher than the 176 they expected. I was looking for like 185, 190. I was quite shocked when we had 287. So yeah, that's really good. Remember the month before was a disaster. What did they come out with? 30,000. Was absolute disaster, and the markets just hated that and just dumped like a rock. However, this is taking some of these pairs down, like the euro dollar, right? This really brought this pair down. We're back in the 1.10 area again. So, this is going to make an influx. However, today being a technical day, and it's a Monday, and remember we call this Observation Monday, just keep an eye on what's going on. Nothing really big. Gold is continuing to rise, but is slowing down. I'm expecting oil to make a move. I don't expect oil to stay at $46 a barrel. I expect oil to go back up to the 48, 49, and possibly even the 50 within the next 2 weeks. I don't think oil is going to stay where it's at, and I don't think it's going to descend. I don't think it's going to go any lower, and so we'll keep an eye on that. Remember, oil and gold are opposite of each other. So gold goes up, right? Oil goes down, and vice versa. So we'll just keep an eye on that. All right, traders, that's enough about that, and let's get to the charts. This is the euro dollar. You can see I put some support and resistance zones on the chart. This is really an ugly, ugly chart. As you can see, the big spike candle there, that was the FOMC data that was released. Basically, that was the end of the New York session, went sideways. Now we're in Asia, and we're still sideways. and we have the 10 EMA on top of price. I'm pretty strong on, I need this to pull back. This needs to pull back to this 200 exponential moving average at 1.1084. We'll sell it at support at 1.1031. This is a 50 pip trade, right? But there's a lot of price action left of the chart. And what do we call it? Yeah, Forex junk. We got a lot of Forex junk today in the euro dollar. And it's got to break through these levels. It's got a daily pivot point with a 55 EMA to get through. It's got a 10 EMA to get through. So it's got a lot of work to get through. And this is a London open trade and probably very close to London lunch. I don't expect big movements in this pair during Asia, that is for sure. So we're definitely looking for London to help this pair get a move on. There's a good chance it's just going to fall down. The problem is it's going to come into the support area. Now remember, this goes all the way across my chart. So if you bring your chart up and just mark where I've started this rectangle, just realize that this goes all the way across the chart and there's other support that back there. And it's a good chance it's going to bounce from there. So just be really careful. Wait for the pullback. Be patient. We get rewarded to be patient, right? We get rewarded for that. All right, let's take a look at the pound. The pound's basically in the same situation. The only thing I like about the pound is that the pound has a wider spread, right? As far as where the support and resistance is, we have a lot of room to work with. Yes, current price is horrible. What's left of the chart is very nasty. And I don't like it at all. So I'm looking for this pound to pull back up to that R1 pivot, which is right below resistance and the 200 exponential moving average. And it's also a psychological area at 1.3008. So I would look for 1.2990 to get in this and take it short. You're probably going to get a bounce. I would like to see these EMAs give us some separation, because the 10 and the 55 are just tangled up like spaghetti in there, and you don't like to see that. You like to see angle and separation on your moving averages. And I understand they're lagging, and that's okay. But if you look back on this chart, you can see where you had a couple of entries here from your moving averages crossing, and they worked, by the way. So yeah, it is what it is, but I like to see angle and separation in my exponential moving averages. And we're going to take this all the way down on 1.2887, which is nice support. This is really nice. It's like a double bottom here, and just really looks a great area where we can get this and bounce this up. It's also the the S1 pivot point. So this is a good place to take profit and scale out of this and just leave something on the table for later. Let's take a look at the Aussie. Aussie had an up day on Friday. Pretty surprising. This is a trend line trade, and I got like 4 touches on this trade, this trend line, and this is ready to go. I have to be honest with you. This is not a bad entry right here. We do have very little data in Asia today. If you get in here, you stop just above that resistance, and it's either going to work or it's not. And there's a good probability it's just going to go sideways today. So, you got to put an intelligent stop there, right? However, take a look at our moving averages there. There's good angle and separation. They're both to the upside. They're 255. So it's really looking good there. So we want to get in this at like 0.75, 55, somewhere in there. And we'll get out at support at 0.7476. Nice straight to the downside. I'm bearish in the Aussie dollar, folks. I have no intention or wanting to buy the Aussie dollar. And I know I always say trade what's in front of you, but the trade was the bounce off the 200 exponential moving average. And that was before we had NFP. And you would have had to ride out that NFP. And if your stop wasn't far enough, you would have got whipsawed, right? So now this is pulled back up. And now we just have to watch this. But yeah, we're bearish on the Aussie dollar. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. One of my favorite pairs to trade. I tell you this every day, and it just does what it wants. I mean, this pair just trades what it wants to do, does what it wants to do. It moves in the direction it wants. It's not in correlation with anything, folks. It's not in correlation with anything. However, on the higher time frames, it's bearish. If you go to a daily chart, this is a bearish pair, and my bias is to sell this. So I put a fib on here. I'm going from the last swing, from the low to the high, It's not on the chart wrong, folks. I always want to see the 161.8, which is support for us, which gives us our exit on the trade, right? So I want price action to pull back up to this 1.4682. We'll get out at 1.4477. Nice trade. This is a 90 pip trade, folks, 85 pip trade, depending on where you get in. We just need some price action. We got to see some traders in the market. We got to see some action, right? And just let this come back up to the daily pivot point in that 55 EMA, and we'll take this down. Look at the angle and separation on you. All three of your EMAs are pointing to the downside, and this just really looks nice. We just need to get that pullback, and we can get in this trade. All right, let's take a look at the euro yen. Euro yen, if you look at this spatially, right, spatial intelligence, and you look at this chart, you should be able to do this in like 5 seconds. And this chart just tells you, listen, this is bearish. This pair is so bearish. There's nothing here except bearishness. And that is so important that you have spatial intelligence in your mind when you look at a currency chart. And here we are at the euro yen. It's bearish. We're just looking for a pullback. And the euro yen will give us a pullback. I have no problem with a pullback. But it's got to go back up to that 50% at 111.70, 69, maybe even 111.60. We'll sell that at the R1 pivot and take it all the way back down to 110.89, which is support. So this is a nice trade plan. We just need this to pull back. I don't like the 618 to take this short. I have to be honest with you. I'm too close to support, and there's a lot of Forex price action in there. In other words, Forex junk that can get in our way and really bounce us all over the place. So it's not a safe trade to take this at the 61.8. Wait for it to pull back to the 50%. And I think we'll be fine. Again, this is a London open trade, or maybe even like 90 minutes into London, we can take a look at this. The yen has some very low impact data today in Asia, but I don't expect any kind of movement from that. This is going to be all about the euro, okay? All right, let's take a look at New Zealand dollar. What happened with our New Zealand dollar? You know I am bearish on this pair. I'm very bearish on this pair. It went sideways for a long time. NFP came out and popped up a little bit. Folks, I'm still bearish. I do not want to buy the New Zealand dollar. Our dairy numbers came out last week. They were not good. And, remember, New Zealand exports a lot of dairy, i.e. milk. So, this pair here, it really is bullish. If you look at this spatially, right, you're saying, what are you talking about, William? This is bullish. This is on the up move. You're correct. It is. However, go to a higher time frame like a daily chart, and you'll see we're not that bullish. Okay, so I'm going to wait to see this come down below the 55. We'll get in this at 0.7256, and we'll take this down. We got 2 exits. So if you go in, say, with 5 mini lots, right, you're going to go in and you get out at that 200 exponential moving average at 2.7206. Take 3 off the table or 2 off the table, leave 3 mini lots on the table, and wait for it to come back down to support. Now, there's a lot of support. Again, you can't see it on this slide because it's a slide, but if you look at your chart and go across the chart, there's a lot of support at this 0.7132 area, and that would be our last take profit area. Really nice trade setup. We're at resistance, right? We just need some indecision candles, and we need a drop. And come on, New Zealand, you can do it. And I like that the 10 EMA is above price. That's a good sign. The 10 EMA is above price. All right, traders, we are over 3.5 minutes today. Well, you know what? It happens, especially on a Monday, because I do a lot of talking on a Monday. We're getting ready for our trading, and we're getting prepared for a great trading day. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilda, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining us today on a Monday. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Got a great economic calendar, a lot on the platform. You can open up a demo account, a live account. Staff is there 24 hours a day for your assistance. Traders, have a great trading day, and we will catch you in about 24 hours. Traders, always remember what? Trade smart and not hard. Take care, traders. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.